This video is sponsored by SendWave. Send money to the Philippines from the US, UK, Canada, and other parts of Europe with zero fees. To learn more, check the link below and use my promo code WhatsAppIvan and get a $10 credit for your first transaction. Hey, what's up guys, Ivan here. I have some very good news for those planning to travel to the Philippines from the United States, so let's dive right in. So as of October 8 of 2021, the Philippine government started the implementation of shorter quarantine protocols for international travelers coming from countries classified as low risk and moderate risk for COVID-19. Fully vaccinated individuals coming from the green and yellow risk nations are jurisdictions that need to undergo facility-based quarantine until the release of their negative RT PCR test results taken on the 5th day. Alright, so to make things clear, if you're a fully vaccinated individual coming from a green or yellow list country, then you only have to undergo 6 days and 5 nights of hotel quarantine and then complete the remaining quarantine days at your home. Okay, so the question is, where does the US fall under? Is it green or yellow? Well guys, I have some good news for you because United States fall under the yellow list country. So according to the website of the Bureau of Immigration from the Philippines, the United States falls under the yellow list. So meaning if you're traveling to the Philippines from the United States as I'm posting this video, you only have to undergo a 6-day hotel quarantine from the previous 10-day hotel quarantine and then finish the remaining days at your home or wherever you're staying. Now, if you're not a fully vaccinated individual or you don't have any vaccine at all, you have to undergo an 8-day hotel quarantine, which is not too bad compared to the previous 10-day hotel quarantine. Alright, so the biggest question most of y'all want to know about, so are US citizens allowed to travel to the Philippines? Well folks, the answer is yes. US citizens can travel to the Philippines, but with a valid visa and if other conditions are met. So according to the Bureau of Immigration guidance, individuals in the following categories should be allowed to enter the Philippines subject to the maximum capacity of inbound passengers at the port and date of entry until further notice. So number 1 is foreign nationals with valid and existing visas at the time of entry. Number 2 are foreign nationals allowed to enter under the balikbayan program, provided they are nationals from non-visa required countries under Executive Order 408. So these are the former Filipino citizens or dual citizens together with their foreign spouses and children, regardless of age, who are traveling with the former Filipino citizens. Filipino citizens, spouses, and children, regardless of age, who are traveling with the Filipino citizen. Next are foreign nationals who are holder of valid and existing special resident temporary visas or SRRV may be allowed to enter without the need for an entry exemption document or EED. And lastly, foreign nationals who are holders of valid and existing 9A or temporary visitors visa, provided they present upon arrival an EED issued by the Department of Foreign Affairs, except for foreign spouses, parents, or children of Filipino citizens with valid 9A visas who are allowed entry to the Philippines without the need of an EED. Now, as far for the process of arriving in the Philippines, it's pretty much the same as I'm reading the guidelines from Philippine Airlines. If you haven't watched my video yet about the process of arriving in the Philippines, I'll put the link up here and in the description below. So now there are 2 things that I noticed that has changed in the process of arriving in the Philippines. Number 1 is the payment for the RT PCR test. Supposedly you have to pay for the RT PCR once you arrive at the airport, but now you can pay at the day of your swab test in your hotel. So you can pay through cash like pesos, USD, you could pay via WeChat, you could pay through GCash, you could pay through credit card. It's kind of weird that I don't see the price of the swab test in the website of Philippine Airlines anymore. I'm not sure why though, but before we paid around 4,000 pesos for the swab test, but I'm pretty sure that it went down. If some of you all know the price, just comment down below. And the second thing that I noticed is they're using now a more centralized system to get all the information of all the passengers, which is called the One Health Pass. So the last time we went home, we have to register in like 2 websites just to get 2 QR codes. But now with the One Health Pass, they can see all their information such as your address, where you're headed, which hotel you're staying, and all your emergency contacts and stuff like that. Alright, so to sum it all up, number 1 is if you're traveling to the Philippines and you're coming from a green or list country, you only have to undergo a 6-day hotel quarantine if you're fully vaccinated. And if you're not fully vaccinated or you don't have any vaccine at all, you have to undergo an 8-day hotel quarantine. And number 2, for our US citizens who's planning to travel to the Philippines, you need to have a valid visa to enter the Philippines unless you are a former Filipino or dual citizen. You just have to present a valid ID or even an expired passport, and also if you are traveling with a Filipino national. Number 3 is you can now pay for the RT PCR test at the day of your scheduled swab test in your hotel instead of paying at the airport when you arrive. And lastly, you have to register to the One Health Pass at least 1 week or 3 days before your flight. So pretty much you only have to present one QR code for all your information when you arrive in the Philippines. And that is the quick update for traveling to the Philippines from the United States as of October 8th of 2021. If you have more questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm gonna answer them one by one. And if you find value in this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace out.